Hello everybody, welcome back to PadfootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back in American Truck Sim once again with going NASCAR style. We are going to be taking our K&N Series car from, of course, our hub in Manchester, New Hampshire, down to Atlanta, Georgia for this week's race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Really excited to be back in here. It's actually been a couple weeks since we've been able to do a video just because of timing and going out and doing vlogs at other racetracks, actual racetracks. So that being said, really excited to be back with our Featherlite trailer and just really excited to be driving again. You know, I know it's super simplistic, okay? I know I'm no artiste when it comes to what I've put onto the truck, but it means a lot to me, just being able to bring something that I've made to the track. So just super excited about it, really excited to be back in the truck. Of course, Ella is by our side. Let's fire that up. Got a long way to go. New Hampshire to Georgia is not an easy feat. So without any more stalling, let's get out here onto the road. Hope everybody's having a good day, good night, good evening, whenever it may be in your part of the world when you're watching this. I know that I'm having a good time right now. I'm just excited to be behind the wheel once again. Just trying to watch that trailer. We've had a bad habit recently of it thinking that it's clipping the fence to the size of the trailer. So we're going to attempt to avoid that. As we get this, you know, monstrosity out of here. Boy, but I hope everybody's having a good time. Hope your week's relaxing, depending on when you're seeing this, whether it's midweek or, you know, later on in the week for you. It could be the beginning of the week. I'm not sure exactly when this video will come out. Let's see if we can beat this FedEx truck here. Fantastic. All right, what did you just run into, Ella? Ella just hit a ruler. Okay, this happened last time too. There's nothing for us to hit. Nothing at all. And it gives us trailer damage. It's something about leaving this yard. It's just kind of broken. Granted, it could be the map. It seems to happen almost every time, and we always look and there's nothing there that we could have hit. So we just kind of continue on with our journey like it never happened. And Ella, she just hit a metal ruler. In my office, I have a drafting table for work, and I guess she found the metal ruler and poked it and came crashing to the ground. So sorry if you had a high-pitched noise in your ear. Yeah, brakes are still sensitive again. We've been messing with them from not working to overly working. I don't know. Kind of becomes a pain in the butt just because, you know, you get set up for one certain thing, and then all of a sudden either going to be too grip, not enough grip, but regardless. The best thing that I love about American Truck Simulator is I have a chance to be able to talk with you guys. You know, I try talking in other series, but, you know, we're focusing on the job at hand. Here, I'm just driving. So I have the ability just to talk with you guys. Last week, we were at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, the Xfinity Series K&N, being modified. And yeah, that was all that was there. So everybody that we like to see was up there. And of course, we got to see the Hauler Parade. Those videos are actually out on the channel right now. If you look in vlogs, at least underneath playlists, you'll see it there. Got something going on up here. Early on the highway, be seeing that kind of stuff. Definitely a police chase. But yeah, you can definitely see the Hauler Parade out there. And of course, watching that, and I hadn't done a truck video like this in like 2 weeks, I was aching to get back into pulling our Featherlite trailer. So, we're back. Atlanta, here we come. Sorry, I'm gonna have to keep clearing my throat. Last night was the first good night of sleep that we've been able to have for a while. Ella, who's my service dog, she's about a year and change in age. She was having some stomach issues where she was having to go to the bathroom every hour, starting at like 1 a.m. for 2 nights. So we got very little sleep. last night was one of the first nights where I was able to actually get a full night's sleep, because we've obviously got her on meds and a different diet for right now. She's gonna be fine. The doctor thinks she got kind of a version of canine food poisoning. Slow down, me. Not 75 on 95, it's 65. So, you know, I am tired but well rested all at the same time. That kind of weird balance. Really excited to be back behind the wheel again. Hold on, Mr. Pac-Man. Just getting used to driving with the wheel again. When you get so used to driving in iRacing and that kind of force feedback versus what the steering wheel is going to do for American Truck Simulator, it's massively different. But yeah, watching the hauler parade, watching them come in, and then just being able to go see the haulers, etc. I was like, oh my gosh, we got to get back in, and I've got to be driving them again. It's like that piece of my soul was missing. Hope everybody's had a good absence. It's funny, one of these videos was the first thumbs down that we got on the channel, which is awesome. And everybody's like, well, wouldn't you be upset? Why would I be upset? It's validation. If you only have people giving you positive feedback, it's not going right. You know, they're coddling you. You get negative feedback that helps you grow, learns from your mistakes. Now, granted, I have no idea what the person didn't like. Maybe they just didn't like NASCAR. You know, there's a lot of things that they may not have liked. Not the end of the world. You know, as long as the positive still outweighs the negative, that's all that matters. Ooh, that truck's just stopped there. I hope he's okay. Yeah, let's see. What is today's date? It is August. No, it's not August. It's July 30th. So, a couple amazing things that are going to be coming out soon. First, I want to let you know, you're watching this video probably well after the Atlanta race. And that's just because we've gotten so much footage up to that point that you're probably just going to see this after the fact. And I apologize for that. It's just, I wanted to make one, and we've already scheduled out that far. I had the ability to stock up on a whole bunch of videos because August was going to be a little bit hectic for me before classes started back up in September. So I tried to make as many as possible, because right now it's July 30th. You probably won't see this until August 15th. And if you see it a little bit earlier, that means I've moved some stuff around. But stuff has been uploaded, scheduled. I might move some things around. But right now, we've got a lot of series going. You know, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, House Flipper, which is almost... Well, we're done with the missions. We finished the missions last night, and a handful of other things as well. And that 55 zone. Welcome to Providence. How can you tell? Oh. But as well, we got the long distance truck sim coming out, which I'm really excited about. We're going to be filming right after this. The short distance as well. Oliver Cows and Carl, or Carlos, as somebody has called him in the comments, is out in this field up here. The non-green one. There he is. Carlos. Need a better horn in here. Oh boy. But yeah, you know, we've got a lot of stock that's out and a lot of great ideas. The problem that's going to be starting to happen is I will have to be getting back into school mode soon. As a full-time teacher and technical director, it's not like, oh, I only teach in the morning or some in the afternoon. I have 2 classes in the morning. I have work job, which is students who work with me to build the sets throughout the day, and then in the afternoon, late afternoon, whoop, road's over here, dummy. In the late afternoon, I end up having more students come in and build the set in stagecraft. And then in the evenings, we put on the shows. So I have very little window to be able to make videos. So shortly, it will be starting to come out to 1 video a day again, and then 2 on the weekends. I like this setup just because it is a little bit easier on me. Instead of, you know, instead of making 16 videos a week, I can focus on only making 9, which is pretty cool, in my personal opinion. Just to be able to focus a little bit more down. Right, I did that math, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So, you know, hopefully bringing you better quality of content. And of course, some of the stuff's getting longer, like the Jurassic World Evolution, we're trying to keep at a half an hour, which might extend to back to an hour because we're getting on a tricky island right now. American Truck Sim, if we do long hauls, it becomes an hour, usually at least. And like this drive, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 40-minute to an hour video, just because of the distance that we need to cover. But I want to cover that distance. Let's actually look. Let's reach up here. 6 hours until we got to rest. 20 hours until we're there. Let's see, 6 hours until we rest. And it's what? What's the time? So we're talking like midnight. We're going to stop at midnight, around there. We're actually going to need fuel before that, so. Oh, not what I wanted. There we are. So we're just going to have to play it by ear as we drive through, and, you know, when we stop for gas, we might actually stop for sleep. Depends on how far our gas tank can get us. We have distance to E. Been driving a Volvo for so long. Yeah, I guess so. 594 or 503, one of those two. The road work up ahead in the right lane. Let's go over to the left lane. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Keep it safe. Yeah, it's construction season up here in New England. I'll tell you that much. That's been fun. Everywhere you look is construction. So, you know, if you're planning on being somewhere on time, make sure that you are leaving like half an hour early. There we are. 66 miles an hour. That's a good cruise for the size that we are. Yeah, you know, it's funny. When I put the... I know there's a vast difference depending on the sunlight of the trailer and the tractor. When I built the trailer, though, it's the model that it is, because I took the white right off the truck in Photoshop. So, I don't know. Not the end of the world, though. Just happy to be able to have that ability. Something else that's awesome that is going to be coming is next year, in February, when we come back to racing, we will have possibly a new paint scheme on the trailer that matches the car a little bit better. So here's a couple of things that are changing. Right now we are more than halfway through our season for iRacing time trials. As you know, they go in 12-week rotations, and you have a 13th week in between. Right now we just finished week 7, I believe. So we're gonna be coming up on 8. 4 more weeks, and it's the end. My hope is AI will be coming out this time. I was hoping it was going to be last time. Didn't happen. So hoping this time. Fingers are going to be crossed. It's getting a little dark. Let's get our lights on. Can't even tell if they're on. There we are. You know, and I was hitting it, and I was having no reaction, so... Oh well. Where were we? I've completely just lost my train of thought, because I was trying to get lights on. Oh. Hey, we're hoping AI comes out at that point. If it does, and especially when it goes down to 1 video a day, I think it's going to be kind of jostled up a little bit. I don't know if we're going to go more heavy on iRacing, if we're going to go more heavy on American Truck Sim. I'm going to try to keep a fine balance, but it really is whatever I can fit into the schedule for time. You know what I mean? So, I'm really not sure what's going to happen. Still going to hopefully be bringing you some really good content. And still going to be hitting that 1 video a day mark. Maybe we'll do more vlogs of the puppy. I don't know. But we're hoping for AI. If AI does come out, and I was wondering which one I really want to bring to the channel, I really want to continue to be driving the K&N Series car, which is what we're driving right now. This is my favorite. I love the truck and the trailer for the SK Modifieds, don't get me wrong. But there's something about driving this Kenworth, this one, versus the 900, I really like. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it looks like the trucks that actually pull the haulers, which are usually Freightliners anyways. But it's that kind of aesthetic, as you can see in the video. that's in playlists. But I don't know, I feel better driving this one than other ones. So I think for at least the first season of AI, this is what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be doing the K&N Pro Series with AI, and we'll be still driving from track to track, and it will be guaranteed every week. SK Modifieds might show up in there every once in a while. I'm just not sure how I want to do it yet, because I don't really know how the AI is going to work. We've got ideas. We've got that one post. Actually, we have a couple posts now, but I've got some ideas on how it's going to work. Why are you trying to get me to go to New York? Oh, you're probably trying to have me drop down, like, the middle. All right, well, GPS will adjust. I'm going to continue going 95 down. I'm so used to taking 95 almost all the way down to Florida that I'm going to completely gap on if it's going to have a shoot over. It'll probably have a shoot us over a little bit lower. All right. Now I'm actually going to step out and grab a screenshot, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So yeah, that's just where we stand right now with that. I have some ideas what AI is going to be. I don't know how I'm going to want to structure it yet, at least for the channel. I know what I'm going to want to play with. You know, I already know what personally I'm going to want to play with, but I like the idea of bringing the K&N series to life. And a lot of people were asking, well, how are we going to keep track of things? You know, right now we have the official results from time trials and we know where we are in the standings. Well, here's my hope. Depending on how we can structure it, if we have the ability to put in a number of cars that we want to race against, or if it's like full field, half field, whatever it may be. Okay, I can put in the amount of number of AI opponents, and if they seem to be at least somewhat consistent, even with car number or randomly generated names, okay, if they give me those kind of results, I will actually do point system like NASCAR, minus leading a lap, because I don't know if I'll be able to have access to those. And you start 30th, you finish 30th, you get 1 point. You finish first, you get 30 points. You see what I mean there? Okay. So, and if I can have car numbers, I'll actually keep an Excel sheet of every week and see where our points go. That's what's exciting to me, is if I have the ability to at least fudge something like that, we'll be able to keep our progress. Because I'm gonna set the AI where I feel comfortable. Okay, I don't want to be completely demolished, but I don't want it to be like a NASCAR heat game where even on kind of veteran, you're going to win like 12 races a year. That's not what I want to do. I want it that we can hone our skills. We have a couple tracks that we're really good at. I'm not looking to win every single race. There's no fun in that. That's why I stick with iRacing versus, you know, just getting a NASCAR heat game or something like that. I like the challenge of not always winning. I like the ability of consistency. I want to win. Don't get me wrong. You guys who may have watched some of our iRacing time trials, I want to win. Oh, I definitely want to win. But I like the idea of keeping the car clean, making sure we can get it back into the truck, getting it home, and just getting on to the next week. We're going to have good weeks, we're going to have bad weeks. I guarantee when AI first starts, and especially getting used to it, we are going to completely total our car the rest of the year. Until we get to next year, and we're gonna practice. So I'm really excited about it. Those are some of my ideas on it. Sorry for having to clear my throat again. I really do apologize. But those are my ideas. I'm really excited about it, and just the other reason why I'm picking the K&N series over the SK Modified series, which is very clearly my favorite, is there's pit crew. There's crew in the K&N series that actually hop over the wall and actually serve as your vehicle. That's another little detail that I'd love to be able to put into the game. So, really excited about it. They are going to be longer videos, so, you know, kind of fits that more, one video a day. Just a lot of things that I'm looking forward to with that, and I want it to be here. I love doing time trials, don't get me wrong. I love being able to show speed and setup and just being able to put out the best time we possibly can. The time trial has definitely gotten more competitive since I've started it, which is great. There's more people showing up, it's fantastic. But I don't always feel comfortable racing online. For those of you who might not have heard this story before, if you have, I'm so sorry, skip a couple seconds in the video. But I get very tired when I was racing online of a handful of people. One, the 12-year-old who got their dad's credit card, who doesn't know how to race yet or driving with a controller or something like that. You can start with a controller. That's fine. But, you know, you know what I mean if you're in the iRacing world. You're in a race and all of a sudden the green flag drops and you're heading to a green flag and somebody comes plowing up the middle, crashing through everybody. Or they come flying out of the pits, or XYZ. You know what I mean? So I don't need to give a specific example, but we all know what I mean when I say that. All right, I think somebody might be at the door. I just need to double check. I'll be right back. Mozzarella! Nope, I think Ella might just want to hear her own voice. Sorry about that edit again, guys. I know you guys don't notice it, but if we were live streaming, it'd be out there. But, you know, so I don't like to drive with 12-year-olds. Actually, I don't like to drive with the 12-year-olds who shouldn't be there. I have actually driven with some younger people who are fantastic racers. They get it. They get that it's supposed to be a simulation. It's not a game. Okay, there is a very big difference. Simulation, you're supposed to take it seriously. A game, you're meant to have fun. You're still to have fun with a simulation, but when there's you know, in NASCAR Heat, you have a restart button. You do have a reset button, but the more you use the reset button, you know, depending on the series you're in, the worse it looks on you. So, you know, the respect. And then also we have the guys who are taking it way too seriously. And I have actually been in a race before where Tony Stewart, actual Tony Stewart, has called somebody out. He does it a lot, believe it or not. You can find it a lot. Because there's this guy bitching about a block, and Tony comes on and just stop whining. You're not a real race car driver. You're playing a game, which I would like to say is a simulation, but still, in the fundamentals, it is a video game. I just don't want to be out there with the people who are gonna go apeshit because of XYZ. Mistakes happen. Yeah, I know. In the pits, in real life, yeah, you're gonna go up and fight somebody. You know, depending on your balls, I guess. But it's I don't need to deal with that. I don't need to deal with somebody who never got to follow their dream of being a race car driver and wants to come out and scream the head off, you know, playing a simulation. So that's just how I feel about that. So that's why you guys only see time trials on the page until AI comes out. And maybe, you know, eventually once I do some more AI, I'll feel a little bit better about maybe going in and starting a series or something. It's just, I don't know. I also don't want to be that person who causes the wreck. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily social anxiety, but I know my skills can be a little bit better in a racing setting, and I don't want to be that guy who causes the wreck to then deal with the guy who's taking it way too seriously. So I'm hoping AI will build up our confidence and build up our skill, and maybe we'll join something. But I have a feeling AI is going to be self-sufficient enough. Something that is actually kind of interesting is, depending when AI does come out, if it does not come out in this wave, it's going to come out in the winter. Which means if it comes out in the winter, we will actually not be in the K&N series. I am a realism sim gamer when it comes to iRacing. Once the Cup Series ends at Homestead, I do as well. Last year we went a little past Homestead just to finish the season, because I think there was like 2 races post Homestead. I did those because that makes sense, but I don't go through December, January, or part of February. with the asphalt cars. What I usually do is I come in and do some oval Indy. Not good at it. Not good at it all. But we go into the Indy car and give it a shot. Or we go and do some dirt outlaw racing, which I love to do for time trial. Have never tried to race with it. I, yet again, am not good at it, but it's so much fun. You know, you know what I mean? I can get it around the track, not that it's going to be a good time. I think we placed fifth in the season, which isn't bad, you know, out of 30 plus, but not where we are in like the SK modified level. So that's what you can look forward to on the channel in the winter time. But getting back to some, oh, I'm getting tired. Getting back to some real life racing. Tell you what, actually, let's take a look at the map and let's see where we're gonna go and where the next rest stop is. So let's take a look. All right, it's gonna get us onto 66. That's kind of cool. Okay. I don't think we're gonna be able to make it to there. All right. We might be pulling into Washington here. I think it might be easiest. And then when I hit the brakes that hard. Yeah, I only had 2 hours left to sleep, and I doubt we would have been able to get it there. So, I hate that button. Better safe than sorry. Let's pull into Washington. Right, this is Washington. And let's get some sleep. I want them yawning the whole entire way or blacking out, especially with what we're pulling. We'll get there tomorrow. All right, looks like it's going to be a motel, which is always kind of tricky to get a Featherlite into. We'll get it. We'll get there. This is going to be an adventure. I'll get into some real life racing once we get back on the road. Right now, I just want to focus on getting into the hotel. Yeah, I got it. You're tired. Alright, motel up ahead. High beams just so I can see. Is this your entrance? Yep. Alright, just trying to watch the trailer. I bumped the curb a little bit there. Nope, we're gonna come over here. I'll park in the back. I mean, usually you let us, so fingers crossed that you will. Take up the least amount of possible. Yeah, I know I can sleep, but I want to straighten out here a little bit. Yeah, I know you're tired. I heard you. Get off the curb. Technically good enough. We're gonna drop the trailer really quick. We put a lock on it and everything. We're gonna have us go and grab some fuel. Just because I know that we would not be able to make this left turn with a trailer. That is something I know for a fact. So let's go do that before. Right about there. Let's climb on out. Yeah, I get it. You're tired. There we go. It's not actually often that we actually bobtail with bobtail. Sorry, as I'm choking here on my own words. Bobtail with any of our racing trucks, so it's kind of neat to be able to look at it. That's quick. Neat. All right, get that cap back on. Climb into the cab. Alrighty, back to the hotel. Full of fuel, let's get some sleep. And we're right around our time. I said around midnight, 11:30 is good by me. I know, you're sleepy. I technically am too, so. Tell you what, we're gonna sleep in this spot right here. We're still an eye shot of the trailer. Actually, you know, we'll pull up in front of it. There she is. It'll be hard to kind of get that pin in there. Let's try again. And I'm coming in crooked, just attempting to drop the pin here and try and do it before, yeah, I know, before we start going to sleep. There we are. Never try to go at an angle. Let's see. Lights. Engine. And let's climb on back and get some sleep. Hi, Ella. She is actually right next to me, too. I'm glad your stomach's feeling better, baby. Good girl. All right. How much further do we have to go? 14 hours? Yeah, we got this. 9:30 a.m. Well rested. Good continental breakfast. Now pulling out of here is challenge all of its own. Swing the nose over as far as we can. Ella, you were right in the way. Love being able to have her in the truck. There we are. Yeah, we're good. You still want us to take that left? Well, we're gonna go right, and we'll take the long way around. Because there's no way we're getting past that concrete piece. Yes, I could technically turn around and in there, but there's no point. Now when the road connects. There we are. All right, well, now that we're back on the road, oops, sorry, I just hit my mic. I'm not used to it being in this position, so. Yeah, now that we're back on the road, I said that we talk about some actual NASCAR stuff. So, like I said, we did go to New Hampshire Motor Speedway for all the racing this past weekend, 2 weekends actually ago now. Some great racing, some great times, and really excited that we got to be there and we got to camp and, you know, ooh, okay, reckless much. Stupid Jeep. But it was a great time to spend with family and friends, so that was really neat. And then we were trying to figure out what else we were going to be able to do this year. So we already know that we are going to be going to the fall shootout or short track shootout, I think is what they're calling it, at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, where they're going to have the Plenty Series for the very first time down here in the United States. The K&N Open, which I'm really excited about as well. Wheel and Modifieds as well for their largest race. I'm going through that red light. I'm already halfway out here. Just yet again, stupid Jeep. Make sure we don't clip anybody with the back of our trailer there. But really excited for that. We're going to be camping as well. That's a little bit later in the year. Then the week right afterwards, we're going to be going down to Dover, Delaware for that Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. You guys could come along with that as well. Let's see what else. Oh, sorry again. In a week, which is actually going to be my birthday, so very excited about that, we are going to be going to Thompson and Stafford Speedway. I'm really excited about going to both these tracks. I've only been to Stafford a couple times for some monster truck shows, but never for a race, just because they are a little bit out of the way, and they are during the week, where, you know, if we're working during the week, we mostly have to stick to, you know, Saturday night racing. I can't remember which one, but one of them actually is going to be the Wheel and Modified event, and I'm just excited to see some other tracks. So you guys get to come along as well, and we are taking Frankie, the RV, for those of you who don't know who Frankie is. That's our withered RV. We're taking her as well and just camping out and having a good time for that week, which is also my birthday week. So that's a good way to spend my 26th birthday. Very excited about it. Alright. Wide turn, getting onto the highway. Alright, well, now we are Atlanta bound. Or Hotlanta. I don't know actually what the temperature's been recently. My hope is actually to see Atlanta today. Not obviously in real life, but we are going to be starting another section of X-Plane. I'm going to attempt. There are no guarantees. I'm not even going to stream it because I don't even know if I'm going to keep it. We are going to attempt our first commercial flight. Now, I have flown many a times in Flight Simulator X. I have over 266 flights underneath my belt. Successful flights, like after I've done the training and really felt like I was confident enough to do it. 266 flights under my belt on Flight Sim X, and I think 10 on X-Plane for this commercial plane. It's a Boeing 737-800 for Delta, which is actually what I've done for both. I don't know really how I feel about Delta as a company. I used to fly on them as a kid, so I kind of brand loyal just from what I've always done, even though we fly JetBlue right now. So, regardless, super excited to be able to do that flight. Probably gonna go from Bradley down to Atlanta, and we're gonna see. I got like jitters because I'm like so excited to do it. And I know the last time it was successful, but I've learned so much about flying since last time I've tried to record a video with a commercial plane. I've just got like these jitters of like, oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? Just excited. That's all. Let's see. So yeah, going down to those two racetracks. We're gonna probably make it to Monadnock and Claremont at least one more time this summer. Both of those tracks coming up. The problem is when the school year starts, because we are a private institution, and since I do work in the theater department, we end up not having a lot of free time. Because our contract's pretty clad of, you know, you're probably going to be busy every week until graduation, which is okay. You know, a lot of people are like, wow, that's a lot of hard work. Just want to remind you that I get a week off for Thanksgiving, 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's, 2 weeks off for spring break, as well as 3 months off in the summer. So it's a lot of work crammed all into a little bit of time, but believe me, it's worth it. We're gonna have that cement truck on the inside. You still there? Yep. All right. Keep it wide. Slow it down. I'd rather crawl up this thing. I didn't really want to be going that slow, but there's actually a turn just like this. I don't know if we've ever gotten into one of the streams heading up to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. that trucks actually need to do. Kind of same highway, and then it merges onto 2 different highways. So it's hell and a half. So I can only imagine what it'd be with gridlock traffic trying to get up that kind of winding turn. All right, what are we on? 81? 81 goes straight into Atlanta, so let's see. How much further? Oh, it's to my next rest. Here we are. 12 hours? Sounds good. Probably shave a little bit of time off that, because I'm pretty sure it's a straight shot right now. Let's actually slide on over. There we are. Yeah, and I just said I'm just going to do this all in one video. This is a lot longer than what I'd usually want to do, but I didn't really want to chop this up. Now, if we were doing across the country, like to California, yeah, I would chop it up, but no need at this point. Yeah, it's just going to get an extra long video. Oh boy. I hope you guys have been able to enjoy the increase in quality. I've been working really hard to get that to a happy level with the voice as well as the video. And then once I get those looking good and sounding good, then I'll work on better commentary. Oop, road's over here. It's just interesting, you know, we've had this channel for, let's see, June, July, what, a month? Feels like a lot longer than that, but really only about 2 months. If that. We have already uploaded 214 videos. That's crazy. I checked that last night, 214 vids. So, round of applause to us. Doing great. Just trying to keep it fresh, and where it's gone. I was driving this truck the very first video that we put on the channel. Lower quality for video. No audio recordings. No vocals. Because I hadn't started yet. I didn't know how yet. And it's 2 videos of, if it's 2 videos, it's probably going to Iowa. That sounds like the right track that I'd probably split into 2 videos. But it's amazing to look at that, and then to look at this one, which is in 1080 HD. It is pretty high of graphics of where I can get it to be until I can get an Elgato card, where my computer's not trying to process at all. Then we can bump the graphics up a little bit more, but it's just amazing to see how it's changed. The driving style is the same, well, at least partially the same. I'm trying to keep it still at that realism, but it's just, it kind of brings a smile to your face of like, oh, look where we've come in such a short time, you know what I mean? So like this next X-Plane video, the graphics are going to look a little bit cheaper than before, and that's because I like running in real time. And while on the ground, and so I'm going to look into that probably with shadowing and textures and stuff like that, with also recording at the same time, it uses so much of my CPU, sorry, got the hiccups all of a sudden. It uses so much of my CPU that an alert will come up and literally say, hey, I can't keep up with real time because we're working so hard, and it kicks into high gear and the fan's trying to cool it off. And that's just because we're trying to record and play on the same card, the graphics, the processing. So I want to get an Elgato card so it's doing it by itself. Now, there are risks that come with this that I'm not excited about already. I'm not saying Elgato's not reliable, but I do know once you start working with projects like this and using an external card, I've never lost a video. You know, knock on wood so I don't lose this one, right? But I have never lost a video. I have lost audio before. There's been audio issues before. There have been audio snidbits that have happened here and there. I just know with working with an outside source, there's a possibility of losing it. So I'm a little nervous. I plan to get an Elgato card in 2 weeks. It's just, it's like, okay, Gotta take that step just so the computer doesn't have to work as hard. But there's that worry. If any of you who are watching this have used an Elgato cart before, let me know down in the comments below. Do you find it reliable? Is there another one out there? I'm only picking that because that's the one that I know. Okay, that's just the one that I know of. If you know of something better, let me know. I would love to hear. Love suggestions. Yet again, since I'm doing this as a hobby. I'm not putting all my money and effort into this. Things will just upgrade with time. Red away. Ink. Yeah, that's weird. I feel like actually we haven't had that much traffic up until this point, so yay, civilization. Greyhound bus. Might be doing one of those episodes today. Those ones are a little bit trickier to do. Come on, little car. Need you to pick up the pace a little bit. Ruining my groove. Another Kenworth. There we are. Super excited for logging. Now, there's actually a fun story that goes with this. This is why I'm not a professional speaker. I mean, I'm a teacher. Huh. That's interesting. That's technically a professional teacher. Speaker. See, I can't even get that right. Okay. But in anticipation for the wood industry that's going to be coming out in Q4 for American Truck Simulator, on my laptop, with the mods that we have, I went in and seeing what mods work with the newest update and which ones don't. All my mods work except the Coast to Coast map, which is awesome, which means we'll probably only lose some of our garages. Now, I took off the map, and then I put in a new one, and the garages came back. So, I really don't know how that's going to work yet. I don't know if we can sell garage and then get it back. I don't know. Hey, look, another Featherlite. Cheerios. So, we're going to play around with that. But there was an issue that was coming up, and I actually wrote to the developer of one of the mods. Our Featherlite trailer, which had been updated to go with it, even including cables, because cables is in the new update, so super excited about that. He said everything's working, and I reached out to them. I said, anytime I'm driving a full cab truck, so like the Kenworth we're driving right now, the Kenworth extra large, or even the Peterbilt that I have in storage, when I'm driving this trailer, if I take like a right or left turn, it jackknives automatically. It just throws the tractor over, and then it gets locked there. So I reached out to the developer. I haven't heard back yet, but somebody actually commented and said it's actually happening to me too, any full-size cab. So fingers are crossed that that's going to be fixed by the time wood industry comes out, because if I got to pick between wood industry and driving our Featherlite around, I'm going to have a really hard time deciding. Because I love our Featherlite videos so much that I really don't want to give those up. Alright, start slowing down. What lane's closed up ahead? Let's see, a lot of slowing down though. Let's see. Right lane, good. We're on the right side. Am I gonna be stupid and just pull right in front of this truck? Don't do it. I don't trust you. There we go. Pick up that speed again. Oh boy. But I love what SCS is doing. I love that they are not just, oh, random cargo. They want it to mean something. So you're going to be able to take trees to the plant to be processed into lumber. Then you're going to be able to go from the plant to residentials or businesses that would need lumber. I'm so excited. It's another level of realism that's going to be coming to American Truck Simulator. You know, the cables was a great start, and plus we get a new state, Oregon. Really excited about that. I said that I was going to wait until Washington came out, but I have a thing for logging, so boom, we're going to be there. Let's see, over here in the fast lane. Yeah, even the guy in the slow lane is passing the steady lane. Come on. I wanted to be over here this whole time, though. There we go. Let's get that speed back up to some good cruising speed. Yeah, I'm just wondering, for those of you who've heard before, last time we came down to and I think through Atlanta, we actually ended up finding a glitch in the map that was actually like an invisible wall, which we've had before. You've seen them in a couple of our videos where we've hit these invisible walls. And it hasn't been pretty, obviously. But I'm just wondering, is it this road that's got the invisible wall? It's kind of a pain in the butt, because then you have to kind of illegally turn around, you know, across the median, go up a handful of miles and drop down on the other side of the state. It's a pain in the butt. But still just happy to have this mod and be able to travel across the country. To a good groove here. Let's see. 7 more hours? Fantastic. 8, 9. Alright, looking like a 9 p.m. delivery as of right now. That'll probably cut down a little bit more. And it's hard to drive that truck when you're just trying to want to go flying by. Oh, good times. What's up here? USA truck? Truck. Yep, USA truck. Not overly familiar with different brand names of, you know, companies. Learning. Nice little Kenworth there. Oh my goodness. And now all of a sudden yawning. Okay. Looks like a Peterbilt up ahead. Is it Kenworth? Kenworth. Well, I had a 50-50 chance, right? I would have known once we got closer, but... let's see... Meeting my dad at 4:15. Okay. Sorry, my Fitbit buzzed and it's Danielle just messaging me, so... And now I'm ready for bed. You know what I mean? Let's see. Don't text and drive, kids, by the way. I'm just trying to respond to my wife. But I'm trying to keep us going down the road. Yep. And... okay. Luckily, when the truck stops, it was the straightest we could possibly have gone. I know, Ella. It's been a long morning, huh? Yeah, with the special diet she's got, it's literally cooked rice, ground beef, and like ground chicken or turkey. I don't know which one Danielle ended up using. For dogs, it's luxury. So... just realized I gotta go make sure she took her pill after this video before we start our long haul video, so... woo! The joys of being a dog parent. And we got less than a half an hour left to go. That's fine. It's interesting because before I started filming these videos, I was driving these trucks around, and it seemed like every other week was out in California, which it takes 3 hours to drive out there in Sim. It takes 3 hours of real life to drive out there. Now that's over the course of 3 days in the Sim. Don't get me wrong, but it's such a pain in the butt. I mean, it's a good pain in the butt, but it's like, oh my god. Hey, we're in Tennessee. Neat. I went to Tennessee once, I think for my 8th birthday. Huh. I think for my 8th birthday with my with some of my family members, my aunt, uncle, some of their family, like their side, my uncle's side. Stayed in a cabin in the woods. That's what I remember. It was electrified. It was definitely like a... kind of felt like a timeshare kind of thing. Let's see what I remember. I remember the basement had a pool table. I remember that me and my cousin slept on the floor on like blow up pool beds, like, you know, the little rafts that you put in as you fill up with air. That was our bed. I remember a bear coming onto the porch. because, you know, woods. What else? Went to Ripley's. We went to a place that had kind of like that luge that they put at ski resorts when there's no snow. A toboggan? Is that what they call it? I don't know. Where you got a break in the middle and you're on this little cart going down a concrete, you know, luge track, it looks like. I remember that my uncle's brother, I think, was on that, and he went too fast around a curb and got flung out and tore up his knee pretty good. It was a good time. As well as I got my favorite game for my Game Boy ever. I got Mario Golf. Never been a big fan of golf, but there was something about this game that I loved, and believe it or not, I still have my Game Boy Color. It still works. The battery inside the game needs to be replaced because it doesn't hold memory anymore. But I can still play it. I can still play this game from, at this point, almost 20 years ago. That's good technology. Oh, we're on the 40 right now. Okay. I wasn't sure what highway we ended up getting onto. So no, 81 does not go directly to Atlanta. The more you know. But the scenery has changed, if you notice. We now, instead of just having like a green desert, we've got trees and some beautiful pines, but this feels like Tennessee to me. It's weird, the kind of memories you remember when you're just driving in a sim, you know what I mean? I know I say that a lot, and I apologize. Not a professional commentator. Buzzing again? What now? Stuff for work. It's that kind of time of year where you're still trying to relax, but you know in the back of your mind, and you start like writing syllabi for classes and figuring out who your students are. It starts nagging at your neck, I'm telling you. I'm hoping to do a better job teaching this year. I think last year, after losing Belle, for those of you who don't know that story, Belle was my last service dog. She passed away, not this June, but June 2017, very unexpectedly. She was only 3. And I was in a slump because I had lost her. She'd been with me 24/7, 365 for 3 years. And then I was dealing with training Ella, which training a puppy is not easy when you're trying to also teach classes. So we missed our turn here. Too busy thinking it's a direct shot. Well, bring us down the road. Fly us over again. But I feel like I did kind of a disservice to the students. Not like, you know, I didn't teach them or we just sat and did movies the whole time. Nothing like that. But I think could have been more engaged and more to bring them back to another class that I teach. You know what I mean? So I kind of dropped the ball this year, but, you know, I was in a slump, whatever. Definitely hoping to bring back more this year. Be more hands-on. Be more fun. Be that teacher that you're like, yeah, you definitely want to take class with that guy. That's the hope. That's the hope as a teacher. Let's see. Let's pop into the map really quick and see how much time we just added on because we missed that turn. Let's see. Oh, pretty good amount because it would have been it. Yeah, really good amount. Because now we're going up to Nashville to then go down to Atlanta. Come on, watch your GPS, man. Well, we wanted to enjoy Tennessee a little bit more. What's another 500 miles? Might as well show off the Subway brand. Eat at Subway. I'm actually excited that we're going to be going to Atlanta in the K&N car. I really like the track. It's tricky. It's fast. It's bouncy. That's one thing I don't look forward to because we've adjusted the steering wheel now to have more force feedback. So I'm going to feel every little buck and crack in that track. I'm excited. and nervous all at the same time. I don't know. I'm hoping to eventually get a new wheel. This is very reliable. This Thrustmaster. Sorry, just trying to look at the logo on here with the pedals in the way. Hence the bad driving for a moment. I apologize. A great wheel. But I want something that's a little bit bigger because this feels tiny. And probably something that's rubber instead of plastic. You know, I know I've got these little rubber grips and whatnot, but something a little bit better. Chevron, right? Yep. Hold on, Pac-Man. I'm tracking down this FedEx truck next. A little mistake. Could have been there so much faster. Yeah, now we're back up to 6 hours again. Well. Oh, boy. Still less than a half an hour. Tight turn there. Looks like we're actually going to have some wigwaggers back and forth here, so everybody hold on. Usually I would slow down for these, but they're just so unrealistic anyways that we have to kind of shield our eyes to them for a little bit. These make more sense right here. Still tight turn, but should be okay. I did see a new mod that I'm debating about bringing in. It's a dump truck mod. It looks like it's very well put together, and when I saw the update for the road work and stuff, and the very first thing they show is a dump truck pouring out its load, I was like, oh dude, they put dump trucks into the game. Awesome. They didn't. So to see this mod, I'm like, that might be something we gotta try. That's something to bring a little different. Nice truck stops here. I like these ones because you can park on the side instead of trying to get into the spots. Let's see. There we go. Splitting off the 3. Good thing we're not in that lane. We're gonna go flying by these people. We should almost be in Northfield. Ah. Yeah, we're almost in Nashville. Which means you're gonna get off the exit to then shoot over to get on another exit to then head back the exact way we came in just a little bit more south. We can start slowing down now. Well, everybody wave to Bristol Motor Speedway as we come through. Technically, there we are. It's like, are you gonna speed up a little bit more or what? There we are. I know technically we shouldn't be in this lane right now, but I've got a lot of weight behind me. We'll make sure we're slowed down in time. Oh, and male person must be here, because you can hear Beast barking his head off in the background. And then he stops. And that's what's great about Beast. He wants to make sure his house is safe, and then he'll quiet down. It's interesting, because I actually don't even know if you can hear that now with the new mic system. We have it set up just to be able to get the voice near it, because you shouldn't, I don't know. I'll find out when I'm watching it back and saying, oh, well, there's barking. Alright, let's shoot down here really quick, going through town. Everything looks great, beautiful, beautiful mountains. I was very disappointed when we went to Colorado, in sim, mind you, and they didn't have any mountains. like very few mountains put in. I thought somebody might put in the effort, but happens. And Jake brake. There we go. Just want to make sure that we get around that turn safely without tipping over. It is top heavy. Like, we've got a lot of stuff that's on the bottom. You know, you got your tools, and you got, you know, obviously the frame of the trailer, your engine, your transmission, your extra engine transmission, and of course the meeting quarters at the front of the trailer. But, you know, we also have 2 race cars on top. So, keep it balanced. If you have not been able to ever see the inside of a Featherlite Hauler, at least for NASCAR, 100% suggest you look up. There's people who have tours with them. I think the YouTube channel, because I've followed him forever, he's the truck driver for Matt DiBenedetto in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. His name's Ron. I think it's Lefty Lucy, Righty Tighty. I think that's what he is on YouTube. We're actually pulling really hard up that hill, so we'll pull over here. There's not even a car there. I can see. I saw that there's no car there. Invisible cars now. Cool. He has a great time lapse from a while ago, back before he used to do a lot of live video, did a lot of time lapses, and they're loading up the trailer for, I think, Speed Weeks. And you see all the things that go into it. Like, pretty much the only thing that's not in the truck is the pit box that gets brought from track to track by a secondary company through NASCAR. Yeah, you get your toolboxes for the garage, your fuel cans and everything. It's pretty intense in how much they fit in there and how everything needs to be put in there. And that comes down to the truck driver. That's their job, is to make sure everything's in there right. Plus, you know, 2 race cars. No pressure whatsoever, right? But if you like watching American Truck Sim for the NASCAR that we've got going on here, I highly suggest watching him, because week to week, he's got video of them driving down the road with the Featherlite, pulling into the tracks as well. And just a different behind-the-scenes kind of look of what it takes to hit one of these from track to track. Why? There we are. Like, why are our lights not turning on? Struggle's real. But now we're heading eastbound, almost to our destination, now that we've shot ourselves in the foot and gone the wrong way. Oops. There we are. That's way too far out. 3.5 more hours. How long can we drive? 3.5 more hours. Well, we are going to be sliding in there. Sliding in as we're about to go to sleep, but you know, I missed 2 turns, and that's the time that we have here. We've been recording for 1 hour and 9 minutes. Slow down. I need to be going with the speed of traffic here. There we go, 73 should be fine. Of course, yeah, we just spent all that time climbing that hill, and now down the hill we go. It's a lot of weight pushing behind us. I think we have a retarder and everything built into our truck. There we are. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. I was not expecting to film this episode this long, so a little tired, so Bear with me. Climb. Nice FedEx, bright truck. That's one thing I'll say that I really enjoy when we drive down. It's gonna be different this year because we're taking a different route. But when we drive down to Dover, Delaware for the race down there in the fall, because we have Frankie, we usually only stop at truck stops instead of just like regular rest stops because it's a 40-foot RV. So we try to stop at places that we know we're gonna fit with ease. And some of the trucks that you get to see. Sorry. Obviously not breathing enough to get enough oxygen into my brain, but where were we? Completely lost now. You get to see some people's pride and joy, their trucks and the way that they've customized them, and it's really neat to be able to see, because it's their home. Some people it's their home, it's their livelihood, it's their passion. It's neat to see the customization. But we're about to leave Tennessee. We're about to finally get into Georgia. I like when the people do this, when they do the crossover. So you got the flag and you got the sign. Atlanta. Say 9 miles or 91? All right. I wasn't going crazy. I was hoping that I was, though. All right, well, 91 miles to go. No pressure there, right? 83 miles in 2 hours. That makes sense, right? I mean, if you think about it, that's at least an average of 40 miles an hour. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just seems like a lot. Pull on over here. I am gonna apologize already. You're gonna hear our trucker yawning as we get closer and closer. Because we are gonna be sliding in there just on time. Because let's see, hour and a half, 2 hours. So we did cut down some time, but still. Summerlin. Nope, heading still towards Atlanta. It's interesting. Atlanta's got an interesting spot in my heart because back when I used to play some of the NASCAR games that came out on the original computers, talking a while ago, including NASCAR Racing 4, which is right around NASCAR 2003, which you see a lot of people use instead of iRacing. A lot of communities out there for that. But NASCAR Racing 4, before I could figure out how to maneuver around the game, because I didn't understand, oh, this is tracks. I didn't understand it, so young. Atlanta was the only track that I could get to. So Atlanta has a special spot in my heart because that's where I've raced the most. I mean, at that point, it was crashing into people to put out a caution flag because I thought that was cool. Creeping up on this guy here. Dan Ross. Canada, eh? Let's see how much further. Okay. That sign back there says 0 miles. It's 30, but good try. Just making sure that I'm not gonna miss another highway exit and just keep on circling Atlanta all night. And yeah, we're going faster than we usually would. We're going like 73, 75 right now. I want us to get there. It's been a long trip. It's been a long trip for you guys. If you've stuck through the whole thing, I congratulate you. If you haven't, I don't blame you. But Atlanta, you're finally in sight. A successful truck drive. Could have cut some time off. Missed an exit. My mistake. But it feels good to be behind the wheel of our Featherlite once again. And hell, we're almost at 30,000 miles, so that's impressive as well. Let's get over here. Turn off that cruise control. Quarter mile to the exit. Quick off ramp, so. I know you're tired. I gotcha. Fantastic as we head down the main strip here. Pick up that speed a little bit. Delivering to a Walmart, I think. And be right here. I know I'm getting tired. Go. I don't trust you, go. Last time we did that, we ended up getting a head-on collision. Because we started to go, and right about here, they're like, okay, I'm going to go now. It's a good time. It's a good time. Alright. Late arrival on our behalf. Not usually one for arriving at, 10:30 at night. There we are. Especially when we're getting that tired. Yep. All right. Not sure how much room I gave us on that side. There we are. Right along the fence. Hi, Ella. And I'll pull forward and back into it just to make sure that we're nice and straight. I know, I'm getting tired. Thank you. Alright, well, let's climb out. Let's drop that trailer. Let's see how long it took us. Oh, boy. Yeah, satisfactory because we hit an invisible something coming out of the yard, like usual. Hi, Ella. You're going to get wrapped up in the microphone cord here in a second if you keep dancing like that. But we went 1,337 miles, 30 hours, 48 minutes. Almost took us 2 days to get down here. Granted, we had 2 major mistakes, and that's my fault. But we got paid $312,000, which is so astronomically out there. I mean, if we were making that much money, I would have been a truck driver. But there you have it for this one, guys. A long trip down here, and I know I made a couple mistakes, and this could have been probably in 2 videos, but I liked it in one. Let's kill that just so I can talk to you guys. If you did like what you saw, we do live stream on Twitch at PadfootTD. You're watching this on YouTube at PadfootTD Space Games. You want to see some really cute pups like this Ella that's sitting right next to me, and she's sitting in the cab, by the way. That's her. You can follow us on Instagram at PadfootTD Games, all one word. Let us know in the comments below what you thought. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It really does help us. Just a reminder, though, we are doing this just for fun. So if we don't take some of your advice, please don't be offended. We're just trying to get a better balance of fun and time. Thumbs up, a subscribe or a follow on Twitch or YouTube always helps because it lets us know that you enjoy what you saw. And with these videos, I know they're lengthy, and if you didn't watch the whole thing, and that's fine. But something fun to do, and I still love doing it. Thank you for the kisses, Nuggy. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!